The warrior runs through the hallways, his sword in hand, desperately looking for an exit. Surely there must be a way out, he thinks to himself. With a sudden and almighty crack, Shiro is sent hurtling backwards, his ribs buckled and broken underneath the force of such a powerful hit. His body goes limp against the wall, but still, Smythe hits him again and again until his own arms tire. A moment later, he takes a step back looking at the mess of this so-called chosen one. "Goodbye, Mr. Jameson," he says coldly before he turns and begins to walk away. But as Shiro lays there, slumped against the wall, he sees a vision. Is it the last bits of life leaving his body, or the air finally gone to his brain? He does not know. But he sees a woman, a goddess, as she looks down upon his body. "Shiro, do not be afraid. I have seen what is to come, and I saw that you would stand in the final battle. So you cannot be dead. You hear me? You are loved, and for that love, you must fight. Do you hear me, Shiro?" Around her is a scene of chaos, other deities watching alongside as Mount Celestia begins to crumble and break. "Now get up," she says. As Smythe walks away, he stops, turning to look behind him as he feels something in the air change. "How?" he asks as he looks upon the now standing form of his defeated enemy. He doesn't pause for an answer as he brings forth his heavy crossbow and fires what he knows to be the perfect shot. Shiro instead extends his arm, palm out, and the bolt stops, falling dead to the ground with a small clink. He looks at it quizzically before turning to look back at the enraged Smythe with a look of bemusement. Normally, the well-restrained monk would not allow his emotions to grow so prominent, his usual demeanor of order and structure replaced with one of contempt and rage in the presence of this alleged hero. He charges, and Shiro reaches for his fallen blade, then the two meet again. His fists and feet are a blur as he swings and kicks time and time again, but every time the living myth that is Shiro meets with a dodge or a parry of his own, bringing the flat of his sword to block the lightning speed fists. As he does this one final time, he spins through. He brings up his own sword and connects hard against Smythe's abdomen. The well-dressed monk stumbles backwards before another hard hit connects with his shoulder. Shiro looks down at his own blade, now truly an extension of his own being, his face still with the same amused expression. But then it hardens as he stares into the eyes of a now frightened Smythe. No more words. He charges the monk, his blade erupting in holy fire, burning a pristine white. As the deities watch on with bated breath, it is Helm who speaks first. "How is he doing this, Tyr?" To which Tyr looks at him. He is beginning to believe. The gods watch on as Shiro brings his blade down, its accuracy perfect and true, in what would be known as a legendary strike, and slices through Smythe and banishes him into the oblivion with a burst of radiant energy. Hey everybody, and welcome to Arcana Uncovered. My name's Alex, and I'm your bestest friend in the world, and alongside me is Rowan Douglas, who is also your bestest friend in the world. Hey Rowan, how you doing?
Hi.
Can you
Good, how are
name
you?
that movie?
Nah. Any action movie ever?
Well, I can tell you it's definitely The Matrix.
Yeah, I was about to say, every action movie ever or The Matrix.
Well, I thought about it and I'm like, who makes a great hero? Neo. Neo is
should
an
be a
amazing
paladin.
hero. He should be. He's exactly one whole paladin. And my favorite thing is I was reading through the class and I was like, man, what story can I write? And then it hit me and I'm like, wait a minute. That scene in Matrix 1 where Neo is defeated by Smith and then just kind of like comes back to life for some reason. I'm like, holy shit. He's basically a paladin. Like everything he's doing. It's so good.
Oh, God.
He's scoring crits left, right, and center. He's got his legendary attack. Ah, man, even when a thing should attack, like should hit him, it still misses. He's got legendary resistance. Like, Neo's unstoppable.
Always.
Oh, man. So, welcome to the New Arcana, and today, in this segment, we will be looking at the Oath of Heroism, one of my, if not my favorite Paladin oath. Whoa. How good is this?
It's pretty neat. I don't think it's as great as you think it is, but yeah.
My only takeaway from this is the simple fact that I'm like, maybe this is just how all heroes in the Forgotten Realms should be.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I feel like it.
This
This
is like,
is the embodiment of how you like your players to play. Or how you think all your paladins should be played. It's just this.
I think like that's true. That is 100% an accurate statement. I love heroes. They're my jam. I love like the wholesome, defiant heroes. He stands against whatever is coming for him. Or heroine in this particular case. You can 100% be a female hero and a heroine. That's dope as fuck. Xena, legendary warrior princess, is one of the greatest heroines. Full stop.
Yeah.
Lucy Lawless, man, what a beast. Oh, but no.
She's a woman, not a beast.
Okay, well, she can be both. She can be a fearsome, feminine beast. But enough about that. Let's take a look at the aspects of the Oath of Heroism. And we start with the tenets, the backbone core of what being a paladin means. And these, I'm a bit... I like the first three, but like the fourth one feels just a little tacked on at the end. So, what do you think? Have you?
I like the last one.
Really?
I really like the last one because that's how all my paladins are.
Yeah, no, it's
Did we want to read it out?
I was going to like. So we've got the first three. So that is actions over words. Strive to be known by deeds, not words. That's good. Challenges are but tests. Every hardship serves to challenge your abilities and harden your resolve. Embrace destiny. You didn't choose this path, but it's yours to walk, and it will carry you into legend. And then something about honing the body. Like raw stone, your body can be worked so its potential can be realized. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a dwarf.
Must be worked.
No.
Be jacked as shit.
Oh, man, always be jacked as shit. But, like, I the first three are, like, beautiful concepts of, strength, heroism, prowess, and so forth. It's like having that moral code. And then the fourth one is just, also, you should be strong. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course you should be strong. You're a paladin. It's kind of in the title.
Yeah, but it's all about using your full potential, Alex. Towards your destiny.
I feel like if they simply just changed that to like unlocking your potential, I would be madly in love with it. Just change hone the body, unlock your potential. That's it. It's perfect.
Nah.
Oh goodness. Then we've got our oath spells. Now, I'm a bit I like them. I mean, thematically, we can very easily see these are... When you think of like a superhero or just like a general hero in an action movie sense, all those spells are basically the stock standard loadout of what a hero can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, expeditious retreat or being as swift as a speeding river. You have enhanced ability, being as strong as a raging fire, etc., etc. All these things are simply what you would expect a hero to just do.
That's fair, but it actually enables you as a paladin to be able to do that because you can't do that half the time.
No,
so that's what we did.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing actually I have a bit of a question about is the 17th level spells, which is Commune and Conjure Volley. Now, for those viewing at home, you can easily find this Unearthed Arcana available from the Wizards of the Coast website if you'd like to have a look at these, because reading out all these spells takes way too long, and we're only here for a bit under an hour. But 17th level, Commune and Conjure Volley. Commune is the asking a yes or no question to a deity, and I believe you get a response verbatim. And you have Conjure Volley, which is... fire a bolt, a piece of ammunition into the air. It explodes into 8d8 damage over a 20-foot cone, I believe it is. 20-foot cylinder?
40 foot.
40-foot cylinder. Fuck me.
It's 40 by 20 or 20. It's 40 by 20, 20 by 40 in some form or fashion.
I think as a DM, I would also allow that to include other weapons. I don't think limiting it to just, like a piece of ammunition is reasonable. It is magic after all. Like, I think you should be able to, like, throw a dagger into the air and, like, as it disappears from sight, the sky darkens as 1,000 daggers rain down.
I mean...
It doesn't change anything.
It doesn't say you can't.
Doesn't it? Oh, I thought it specifically said
No,
it must be
you can
ammunition.
throw a greatsword into the air if you wish, because the spell doesn't say you can't.
Now,
It's just got to be non-magical, and then you choose the point for it to hit.
I love-
Hundreds of duplicates fall into the area.
I love the idea of being like a sword and board kind of guy. So you got like your long sword in one hand, your shield in the other, and then you carry a great sword on your back. And it's like, man, what do you ever use that great sword for? Meanwhile, you're just there like, oh, I know what it's for, and I'm not gonna swing with it. No way in hell.
Yeah, you're level 1, so just like, one day I'll be able to do this.
This here is my throwing sword.
Oh.
Man, just raining great swords. That's an excellent image. But all in all, the other spells really, I think, complement the class in allowing you to play that tried and true hero trope. The extra attack from haste. You've got enthrall because you're just so prolifically terrifying. Guiding bolt when you need to make those hits. Expeditious retreat because you're faster than a speeding locomotive. Enhanced ability because you can jump over tall buildings, all that jazz. Which actually really leads into the channel divinities we get at 3rd level. So we've got Legendary Strike, which is, I think, not the lesser of the two. It's kind of a standard that you'd expect. Legendary Strike gives you a minute of the extended crit range, so 19s and 20s there, which is, like, that's good. That's pretty much just always good. I can't imagine a scenario where you don't want that extended crit range.
No, but it depends if you need to go run and jump off a cliff
Yeah.
in the next 10 minutes.
No.
As well, with your Peerless Athlete.
Yeah, exactly, which is the other one, Peerless Athlete. Gives you 10 minutes, and it's a bonus action, which is really cool to see in the channel divs. You have advantage on all strength, athletics, and dexterity acrobatics checks for 10 minutes. Which is like, yeah, it seems at face value not as impressive, but depending on like what kind of game you're playing, where it's set, you could do a really lot of cool things with that. If you're set in a city, that's Jason Bourne running across rooftops. If you're going through a jungle, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator. Like, we've got all these heroes, and they're all peerless athletes. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Following that, 7th level Oath Heroism feature, Mighty Deed. This is an interesting one. Your actions on the battlefield can supernaturally bolster your allies and demoralize your enemies. So this is a bit of a twofer, and it gives you a choice of a player. As a player. So when you make a critical hit or reduce a creature's 0 hit points, you can choose one or more creatures within 30 feet up to a number equal to Charisma modifier, and all of those chosen creatures are affected by one of the following. So either A, they gain temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your Charisma modifier, minimum 1, or the creature must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw and against your spell save DC or be frightened until the start of your next turn. Or frightened of you, anyway. That's really good. And unfortunately, it's a once per turn feature. Did you notice that?
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not even once per round. That's so good.
No. It's okay as far as I'm concerned.
I think it's a little stronger because it's like you can choose, theoretically, if you've got 18-20 in Charisma, that's 4 to 5 allies. You can give them, if everything plays out right, that's 2d6 plus Charisma modifier twice. Sorry, 1d6 plus Charisma modifier twice to up to 4 or 5 people. Like,
yeah, but it's 10 hit points, so they don't stack.
Oh, yeah, they are 10 hit points. On the other hand, you can proc both features in a round, so that's still pretty nice.
Yeah, it's handy, but frightened is dog shit as far as I'm concerned. Mind my cursing.
Yeah, frightened is. Ooh, I personally think maybe frightened as a feature needs to be a little bit stronger, or maybe less creatures have to be immune to it. Kind of give it a more prominence, I suppose, within the D&D world. Just kind of.
Like thematically though, it makes sense because it's like you just crush something in half with your bare hands, and everything's scared of you because you're a big scary paladin.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's exactly what it is. It's excellent. And the temporary hit points is, when you see, like, this paladin on the field, you can't help but be inspired by him. Like, he's almost a bard. It's that inspiring. It's so good. Speaking of, we've got Glorious Defense, the 15th level Oath of Heroism feature. Your blessed glory on the battlefield can misdirect an attack. That's good. That's just so good. When a creature you can see hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to gain a bonus to AC against that attack, potentially causing it to miss you. The bonus is equal to Charisma modifier. Now, that just sounds like a parry. It's your, very stock standard. Instead of using proficiency, it's Charisma. But the second part, which ties into the previous ability, if the attack misses, you can make one attack against the attacker as part of this reaction. And that could be a second chance to proc that mighty deed, which is nice.
It's parry. Sorry. It's parry plus with a conditional tacked on the end. It's okay, but it's 15th level, so it needs to be okay. But I don't know if okay cuts it.
I think okay does cut it in this particular sense. And the reason I say that, paladins are typically, I would say, a burst damage class. Like, that's where your smites come in. They don't need a lot of swings because they can hit so hard if they so wish. And at 15th level, like, we've got our third, maybe fourth slots from memory at this point. So, like, those smites are pretty big whammies. Like, say you've got your haste on because you used your oath spell. We've got our channel div, so we've got the 1920 extended crits. So, like, you're already swinging twice, 3 times turn, and then you can get an extra full swing with Glorious Defense. I mean, sure, you'll have no smites very bloody quickly, but you're gonna hurt someone a lot.
Yeah, you might explode something on the first turn because you're hasted as well. So you got 4 swing back, but then you've got basically nothing afterwards if you've smited on all 4 swings. It's like 2 rounds and you're done for the day. And you are useless basically, because then you'll have to take a short rest and then you can crit on 20s, 19s again for your next fight. But after that, you're done your dough.
I mean, even then, you're still you're a half decent fighter.
Yeah.
You're not dead in the water as per se like a sorcerer would be once they've burnt out, or a wizard even. You've still got that natural paladin strength to fall back on. And at this point, we've already got our aura of courage, so we're doing all our buffs. We got our lay on hands, so it's not like we're useless. We just substantially we've come in, we've taken a chunk off the villain. They're like down to 50% health, and now our job is to keep everyone else alive, while the rest of the party do their part.
Yeah,
which is...
but it's just what's the word? Fuck. Shit.
Those are definitely 2 words.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you know what they say. Probably a lie. I heard that expression the other day. If you forgot what you were going to say, it was probably a lie. I don't know if I agree with it, but I think it's funny. Alright, moving on. We have, and this is the capstone feature of the Heroism Paladin, the Living Myth. Now, this is a bonus action for a start, and it lasts for 10 minutes. You are blessed with otherworldly comeliness Ah, what a disgusting word. Gaining advantage on all charisma checks.
Yep.
Secondly, once on each of your turns, fuck that. When you make a weapon attack and miss, you can cause it to hit. Again, turns, not rounds. If you fail a saving throw, this is the third effect. If you fail a saving throw, you can use your reaction to succeed instead. You gain a legendary resistance per turn. That is stronger than a natural legendary resistance. Flat.
It's stronger than every other Paladin Oath by like tenfold. Basically,
It's stronger than every other capstone feature, thinking about it. Like, I can't actually think of one. No, again, like, it's per turn. Legendary resistance per turn. That's insane.
yeah, it is once per day though.
Yeah, okay,
So you
that's
gotta
true.
remember that. Whereas getting a fourth swing is every turn for all eternity. Getting +4 strength, +4 con is for the rest of eternity. They're the two strongest ones off the top of my head.
I mean, no, and you're right. Those are both really good.
But my problem is with it is that it is a bonus action where every other Paladin Oath is an action. So I think it needs to be an action,
Oh,
bare minimum.
needs that little nerf there.
Yeah, bare minimum.
Well,
Because it doesn't make sense that it goes to 10 minutes and it's a bonus action where everything else is it goes for a minute and it's an action.
I mean, you're quite right. It has a great long-lasting time, and it is cheap to cast. Too cheap, probably. But yeah, as you speak about that, that leads us into our second segment of the show, the meta mechanics. So, Rowan, how can we build this guy? How can we make him even more terrifying? What are we doing?
I don't know. I just wanted to talk about the channel divinity. I think that everyone's nowhere near everyone's going to disagree with me, should I say. I think the legendary strike is rather weak because it is once per short rest. You get that 1 minute 19 crit and 19 on a crit. It's neat, but then the fighter oath, the fighter fighting style.
Champion.
No, what's it called?
Champion fighter
Yeah,
level 3.
champion fighter. I'm trying to remember what that thing's called. Subclass. Yeah, stuff. Yeah, champion critting on 19s all the time, so it's already infinitely better because you don't have to burn a resource; you just have it.
Okay. I'll make a counterpoint on that one.
Yeah.
There is a bit of a difference in the sense that, while you could build a paladin fighter combo to do the same thing, you have to give up the first 3 levels of your life to do it. You've got all those smites stored back there that a fighter doesn't. It's like when a fighter crits, maybe they've got brutal crit if they're a half orc or something. They'll do a little bit of extra damage, but when a paladin smites and crits, that's an extra more than what usually 4, 5, 6 damage dice on top of whatever's normal. It's in that context, it's a bit stronger than if it was if it was a cleric feature or if it were a ranger feature.
I get that, but it is much more significant. But in the end, it is still not that strong, I think. And you are using your bonus action.
That is
for
true
it as well.
But
That's my comment on Legendary Strike, and Peerless Athlete's kind of meh as far as I'm concerned.
I think Peerless Athlete could be a bit of a hidden gem, actually, in some ways. I feel like as a DM, I would 100% forget that exists, because it won't come up very often. And then suddenly, there'll be a skill challenge, or there'll be a chase scene or something in my story, and this fucking paladin will be like, oh, by the way, I have advantage on, anything that involves my body, because I'm the goddamn best at it in the world, for 10 minutes. It'll make a bit of difference sometimes.
Yeah, it will, but then, you use up your channel divinity to get to the fight that you're getting to, and then you're like, well, shit, I've lost my extra 5% chance to crit because I spent my channel divinity running here.
Hey, but you did get there, so it's on the other hand, a channel divinity that you didn't use is still a channel divinity you've wasted.
Yeah. That's true.
But I feel it could certainly come in clutch, but it's not a core aspect of the class. It is a really strong support of the class, I would say, or a medium strong support of the class. Oh goodness,
Medium strong. You have your comments, I have mine. You're wrong, I'm right. Get over it.
Yeah, that's alright, fuck you.
Mighty Jade, it's one of those features that really bugs me because it's all or nothing. Whenever it's just if you crit or if you kill something, then it procs. So 95% of the time when you're not in combat, it does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, it's just one of those things that if something happens, you get to use your 7th level feature. And most people play low levels, and if they're get the 7th level, then they've got to spend that entire time that they're not fighting and possibly not killing something. Not being able to use this entire feature, which is kind of frustrating.
I can definitely see that. I feel it's a little offset because if it was just whenever you score a crit, it'd be like, yeah, you have a 5% chance, 10% if you got Legendary Strike active, on using your 7th level ability on every swing, which isn't the best thing. I wouldn't take those odds, but it's also got the reduce a creature to 0 hit points, and more often than not, you're a frontline melee fighter, you will probably drop at least a creature per fight on average, at least. Maybe even, depending on what the fight is, obviously. If it's a horde fight, yeah, guaranteed. If it's a solo boss, then it does come back to bite you a bit there.
If you're fighting a dragon, it doesn't do anything, really. You'll give all your teammates, you might give all your friends, average of 9 temp hit points.
Mm-hmm.
If you crit the dragon, who's probably flying around. But yeah, it's neat, but then you don't get your next feature for another 8 levels. I mean, after that, so it's kind of just for you. Kind of just sit there the entire time.
I will mention though, I believe there's something else that you get at 7th level. I mean, on the other hand, while I was just checking to see if Paladins got something else at 7th. They do get their their first aura at 6th, which is, Aura of Protection. Everyone gets your charisma bonus, which is always probably one of the stronger features, actually.
Probably the strongest feature in the game.
It is so
I'll go
good.
ahead. I'll say it.
I think, from an all-rounder perspective, yeah, it might be the strongest feature in the game. It's so good. But, say, for example, Oath of Devotion. At 7th level, you and friendly creatures within 10 feet can't be charmed while you are conscious. I mean, given the option of an ability that will proc, but only sometimes with crits and kills, I think I'd rather that than a passive, I can't be charmed. Well, my allies
that passive,
can't be charmed.
I can't be charmed is really nice for when the guy, I'm pretty sure, hold monster or dominate monster are charmed.
I mean,
so when he goes, I want to take control of your fighter, fuck off.
You are right in that sense.
God, that's good.
Although it does depend on what level your paladin is, because there is a time where it's no, I'm not going to. I just choose to pass. But I suppose that's 20th level, and no one ever gets to 20th level anyway, so fuck that. That is probably one of the worst things about this capstone, is that it's all the way at 20th level, and most people don't ever get there. Most people don't get past tier 2, if not tier 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
But no, I can see your point against those cool charm effects, but there are so many other ways around that it's not the biggest thing.
Then, Oath of the Ancients, everyone has advantage on saving throws against magical effects.
That's the 7th level?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it. That is so good.
Yeah.
I'd put that in contention against the Aura of Protection any day of the week. If only because as a DM, I hate it.
It's just a subclass though,
I know.
whereas every paladin ever gets, every paladin ever and their party gets
Yeah,
that.
it's true. And for those who at home, like in our personal party, we have an aura. We Oath of the Ancients Paladin, and his aura is always going, and I always hate it. I hate it
Yep,
so
it's
much.
Sweet +7.
He's got 24 charisma, doesn't he?
Uh-huh.
Ugh, disgusting. Who
Yep,
let that
high
happen?
level. I don't know. Some jerk off named Alex. It's amazing.
But I tell you what, he sure as hell feels like a hero now.
Better be.
Alright, okay, so you don't like Legendary Strike, you don't like Mighty Deed. Come on, tell me why Glorious Defense sucks as well.
Yeah, I will. I don't like this class, and you love it, and I think it's really good. Glorious Defense, it's parry plus. What else can I say? Parry plus with a conditional on it.
Well,
It's good. It's good because it'll happen in every fight. But yeah,
I mean, who else can actually get parry, like the normal add proficiency parry?
no one.
That's not true.
Parry's a monster feature.
No, you can 100% get parry as a class. Like, there's either a feat for it, or...
one of the Battle Master things, I believe.
Yep. I was trying to remember if the protection fighting style gave it, but no, it doesn't. It just allows you to pose disadvantage on attacks.
No, defense is +1 to your AC.
No, protection.
Oh, yeah.
As a paladin, it is also an option. No, I swear, there might be also a weapon that has a parry feature built into it that I'm thinking of.
Most definitely.
Yeah. But no, it is parry plus. I suppose the weak point, and I'll admit this begrudgingly, while I do like the feature, it's 15th level.
Yeah, and that was my next point, is that it's 15th level to get a shield.
I mean, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking shield.
Like, it's gonna be a good shield, and it's gonna be useful all the time. Wait. Huh. Alright, that needs to get amended. At the moment, after rereading it, it's any attack roll, so someone can shoot you with a crossbow, and then you shoot them back with your crossbow.
That truly is a glorious defense, though.
Yeah.
You charisma the bolt out of your way. Holy shit, I was right. It's literally Neo stopping bullets with his hand.
Yeah, and then you redirect one back at him.
It just pivots midair and fires.
Yeah. Alright, it's a little bit better as per it is right now. But it is 15th level. So 90%, 80% of the player base, I don't know the actual stats. 60% of the player base is never actually going to get this feature.
Yeah, I think I think at least 60% won't get that feature.
Yeah.
I feel it would be comfortable, maybe 12 or 14th level would be nice. Just to see it a little bit earlier. Not much. I wouldn't put it I wouldn't put it in a tier 2 or anything like that. So anything for those viewing at home, the tier system in D&D is tier 1 is levels 1 to 5, levels 6 to 10 is tier 2, 11 to 15 is 3, and 16 to 20 is tier 4 for those viewing at home. I think it's definitely a tier 3 feature. I just think it should be a much earlier one.
Yeah.
Just so you've still got some so you get a bit more use out of it before people start swinging with like a +12 to hit, +15 to hit.
Yeah. Paladin 20. You probably with like +1 shield, +1 plate. You probably got more than that. +2 plate, +1 shield. It's like 20. You gotta have like 29 AC against that one attack. So you're probably gonna block it, and you're probably gonna swing at them or shoot them.
I mean, even if you're not playing a high magic game, and so you've just at 15th level, you've scrounged whatever plate you can. You got a shield that's an old wagon wheel that's strap attached and a sheet of metal on it.
Jesus Christ.
Assuming that you've got defense as a paladin, you've got 21 AC, you got your 5 charisma drop bumps it to 26. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be being hit too much. Alright. Okay. I'm a big boy. I'll take me medicine. What's wrong with the living myth? Why is it not perfect in every way?
No, it's, as we said before, is really, really strong.
Yeah, it is.
Like, compared to all the others. But I have made a note here. It is 20th level.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be this strong. But then, so should every other capstone should be as strong as what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're a bard and you've just hit 20th level, and so now whenever you take a nap, you get some your bardic inspiration back, and then you look at your paladin who's deflecting disintegrates just because he wants to. It's like, what?
Yeah, no, that's entirely true. Now, the thought has only just occurred to me. We're looking at these in a vacuum quite often. I mean, we're going, yeah, this 20th level capstone is better than this 20th level capstone. But the question really should be, is this 20th level paladin better than that 20th level bard? Because, like, sure, their capstones are not equal, but neither are the other levels beforehand. The bard will get ahead in some places, the paladin gets ahead in some places. And then, yeah, at the end, we hit 20th, and we go, okay, well, who won? Who actually had the better, like, the all-round better class?
That's fair, but a lot of the time you do need to look at features in a vacuum compared to other features.
True.
Because class on class doesn't really work because they do different things. But in fairness, your 20th level wizard wants to cast a spell against this paladin because this is an evil heroism paladin, and your wizard casts Meteor Swarm on him, and he goes, "Oh, I don't want to be hit by that," and so he takes half damage.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it, like, anything ever. For 10 minutes, he just goes, "Nah, I don't want to be affected by it."
No thank
Once
you.
per turn.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Which is on every spellcaster's turn, I choose to pass.
Yeah.
Again, that's insane. But you're right. You're 20th level. You're 20th level. You are the pinnacle. As far as 5th edition allows, you are, like, the hero of the world, basically.
Yeah.
There's no other prestige. You're legendary. And you're right. That level of power is what you would kind of expect from such a thing. So it's an interesting question.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I look at it and go, this is broken compared to all the other stuff, but I like it because it is that powerful. But I don't like it because everything else isn't as powerful. If that makes sense.
Now, you said something very interesting, which is really cool, which leads us directly into our third segment, Character Uncovered. Hello, it's me. And oh man, while I love this paladin class because you can build the perfect, wholesome, beautiful, beautiful hero with the strongest jawline that cuts diamonds, you can also build a villain. Holy crap. Like, as far as I was looking at I was thinking of origins. I'm like, man, how could you have really interesting origins for this class? You know, it's like, well, you could be born into heroism. Perhaps your father, your mother, or grandparents, they were heroes too, and you've been brought up in this manner. Perhaps it's divine intervention, and you were chosen at birth by a deity, and they're like, you're gonna save the world one day, kiddo. Get on it. You got, like, the destiny, where the stars have aligned, the planets are in the sky, they spell out the word hero, and you were born, you know. And you've got so many different versions of your traditional I'm a hero now story. But, oh, God, I love this. It's just, there's the idea that when you build a villain for your game, the best villain that you can build is the one who's still right and a villain. At least a lot of people would say so. I would probably be one of them sometimes, where you give your your villain an empathetic reason, so you can go, yeah, no, I can understand how you got here. You're insane and wrong, but in your position, I might do the same thing if I was evil. And There's absolutely nothing that stops this paladin being a right bastard. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, everything about it, tells you, hero. They can do incredible feats of bravery. They can just dismiss attacks with a wave of their hand. They inspire others and frighten their foes. But on the other hand, if we take a look at really good villains, they do the same thing. They are pound for pound the same. Like, if we take a look over to comics, if you look at, say, like, Thanos or... Rowan, help me out. I'm trying to remember the name of other supervillains.
The Joker.
Alright, not that supervillain.
I don't read comics.
Apocalypse.
I'm a big fan of superheroes.
Apocalypse is who I'm thinking of. But, like, if you look at Thanos, you look at Apocalypse, they can do literally all these things without question. A hero and a villain can very easily be this one side of the same coin.
Agent Smith.
Thank you. And that's fantastic. I love the fact that you can do that with this class so readily. Like, you don't change a damn thing. But, just finishing up with the origin story, how did you become a hero? You can build the reluctant hero. You have a paladin who didn't mean to be a paladin. They didn't do that. Like, maybe they are a blacksmith, and fate has just simply intervened, put them in these positions where they kind of, what's the right thing to do? And I'll try my best. Turns out, no, you're a hero, mate. No way around it.
I like that you say that, because in the Oath of Heroism, in like the first section, it states it's a reluctant hero.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you said that, because I'm like,
It's it makes me very happy. Actually, with that being said, though, I like the idea of other, it's a bit of a trope, but the unknowing hero. So, when you have just such an oblivious nature, and actually, what's really good is if you drop the hell out of your wisdom score, like put it at an 8 maximum, it won't mechanically change this class.
No.
You don't need wisdom. It's good, but you don't need it.
You don't need wisdom on any class besides clerics.
Druids.
Whatever. Smash stuff.
We were literally looking at them last week.
Yeah, well, times have changed.
But no, it's, you can have that oblivious hero who's just like, oh, I'm just trying to do something good. It's like, man, you save all these people. It's like, I'm sure anyone would save all those people. Anyone in my position would do exactly what I would have done.
Or kill them all because you're evil.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. And then alternatively, following, say, for example, for those who watch Fantasy High, Student at an Academy. This is like Heroism 101 class. It can't be more simple. Like, you would walk into school, the blackboard's there, teachers writing out the tenets of heroism. It's fantastic. But, and here's like the black sheep of the family. You can be an anti-hero with this class just as easily. So good.
I see that happen.
Saying that, actually, this brings me to like the various alignments you can go, and as always, these are suggestions. You could play your heroism paladin any way you want to. You can play them as a wizard for all I care. Do what you want, man. So looking at a chaotic good paladin, we've got the very typical: a hero's duty is to fight back against evil, and never will it overcome. So having that idea of stopping evil at all costs. Even if that's like breaking the law or sometimes sacrificing people because you make the hard decisions to do good. We've got, and Rowan, you may disagree with that. That's totally fair. You have lawful good, which is, like your hero of the people. You are one with the people, and it is your duty, your destiny to save them. We've got lawful evil with, this is where our anti-hero comes into it, I'm not a hero, I'm just a pissed off guy with a sword. And here's what I would play, given the options, funnily enough, which is a chaotic evil paladin. And I'd build it either A, as a delusional good guy. They're a villain who, I'm saving you. You don't get a choice, but I'm saving you. I'm doing this for you, and you're an idiot for not seeing that. Or alternatively, the entitled villain, because the stars aligned for your birth. The planets formed a concentric pattern that makes a pyramid shape, and as everyone knows, if you're born under the concentric pyramid shape of the planets, you're destined for greatness. And as a villain, it's your duty to be that villain wholeheartedly. It's just destiny, and that's okay. I'm so excited about this class run. I love it so much.
I'm glad you are.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to build an arc villain using the Oath of Heroism without question. I love it. It's just going to be so good. I don't know what game for, but I'm definitely doing it. So, with all those kind of various alignment ideas, Rowan, what do you think? Does any of them speak to you? Any of them speak against you? What are your thoughts?
I like any of them because I like playing D&D in general. So anything and everything. But playing, like, I haven't played a Lawful Evil Paladin before, and I really need to at some point. But sounds like the bee's tits in as we get done. But also playing the classic, like, this class embodies what a classic hero should be, and whenever anyone tells you how to play a lawful good paladin, this comes into my mind. You are the big, strong paladin who wears full plate, he's got a sword and a shield, and he goes in and explodes stuff with his smites.
It's actually, thinking about it, you could probably, like, if you wanted to build something that was a Valkyrie, almost. Like, yeah, actually, that's it. No, if I built a Valkyrie, like, she comes in, she's got a horse with wings, I'd build her as a heroes and paladin probably as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, comes in, kicks ass, take names. This would be sick. Now, normally, though, this is where we'd have a look at the alternative for thematics. How could you change this? And unfortunately, I was so biased, I couldn't think of anything. It's perfect. I honestly was just like, man, how could you change this to make it interesting? And I'm like, I couldn't. But I have literally one sentence written on my piece of paper here, and this, I think, depending on how you play it, could be like the core string of your character arc. And this is the age-old question: what does it mean to be a hero? You have that standard, like that trope of the hero's journey as they make their way through life trying to do what's good, only to be faced by these not black and white conflicts, these grey ones, where finding who is the good guy, who is the bad guy isn't cut and dry, and you're in the middle of it trying to go, okay, I want to do the right thing, but I don't know what that is. Both of these people could be right, and what would a hero do? I don't know, and I'm the hero. So that's one of the core elements I would heavily play with in this class. What does it mean to be a hero? What about you, Ron? Is there alternative thematics that you change, or?
I haven't thought of anything alternative, but I've just thought of ways that you could use, like, your living myth you miss. Like, it could just be you're so angry and frustrated that your hate stops whatever's hitting you because you want it to.
Man, that's well, that works really well, because, like, for how I would build the lawful evil heroism paladin, I'd build it like the Punisher, kind of thing, where it's an angry guy, and he doesn't care about the law, he doesn't care about what's good or what's wrong. He's like, no, I have a purpose, and I will do that. I will not stop for anyone or anything, and nothing will slow me down. If you change that living myth into, like, an embodiment of rage, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Have you seen the Punisher? Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly him. Like, he just takes those punches, takes those hits, and he's like, no, I'm more mad than I am hurt. And I'm very fucking hurt.
I'm very hurt, yeah. Oh. You hit level 21, and you just go into Barbarian.
Yep. Level 21 barb. Boom. Got the rage, ready to rumble.
Yep.
Oh, so fantastic. And so, if I'm not mistaken, I think that will bring us to the end of the Heroism Paladin. We've looked at it, we've taken it apart, we've gone through every section, and we've come up with a couple ideas as to how you can build your own one. But obviously, you can build it any way you want. Go crazy. Again, Xena Warrior Princess can be from here, and she's probably ranged more than she is sword-based. You can do anything. It's so good. It's perfect. Unless you're Rowan, in which case it's meh.
Yeah.
I think it's meh. It's nice.
It is nice.
Its thematics carry it a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Because in a vacuum, some of the abilities are not as strong as perhaps they could be, and some of them, or at least one of them, is a little more strong than all the others. But I think the way it's been packaged carries it safely through across.
Should do, anyway.
So, with that, thank you, everybody, for listening. Hope you've had a wonderful time. You've learnt what you needed to learn. You're going out there, you're building your own Heroism Paladins, for good, for evil, whatever it is you want to do, but you're doing it with vigor and destiny backing you. So, thank you for listening. You can find me, Alex, at Table Game Smith on Twitter. Leave a comment below if you built your own Heroism Paladin. Tell me about them. We will actually check them, and we might reply. Probably, we will. We don't have a lot going on.
Nah.
All right, Rowan. What are we doing
next
week? I chose this one. You choose the next one.
We're doing the revived rogue.
Revived.
The
rogue.
Latest UA.
Oh shit! That's the That's that weird one that died but didn't die.
Yeah, that one.
Calling it now. Should be a revenant. End of story.
It's really neat.
That's my solution to everything. Make it a revenant, and that will fix your problem.
It's the revenant class.
It's so good. It is so good. And
also, let us know whether or not you like this, because I realized that we didn't actually touch on any of the points in our podcast, in our overview. So, yeah, give us a yell.
Thanks very much. And another thing that we're going to quickly bring up, we were thinking of doing, basically, and by that I say we, I mean me getting Rowan to do it, because he's really good at this, building, up to a level 8 version of this class, or even all the way to 20. You guys... Hey, if you guys want it, if you want to see it, if you want to see how you can craft the perfect paladin, or in last week's case, the perfect wildfire druid, with bells, whistles, and all ready to go, let us know, and we can do that for you. We can be your friends in the sky, so you can rock up to your home games and be like, how about this? I am a god in paper format. Anyway, let us know if you have any suggestions as to what we should cover next. The Runesmith also came out, and there was a third one in that pack as well from memory, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's a shit one.
Yeah, no, actually it wasn't. It was it was pretty good in memory. Actually, I think it was my favorite. The fuck was
Ranger.
it? It's the Ranger. The Ranger. All right, so we're gonna have a look at the Rogue next week. Hopefully you like this, and thank you for listening. I've been your best friend, and Ron's been your other best friend. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Longest outro ever.